Bang, bang, not a gang. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are here. I am joined by Vlad and Smitty today on Football Sunday. The Niners play prime time. What is up to everybody in the chat? We got my man Quan Boy, Debtopia. We got S Flood. We got Nia Perez. What is up, everybody? We have a football game tonight, but in the meantime, we get to enjoy all these other games. I know we're waiting all day for Sunday night, but there's been a lot of cool, great, fun games tonight. It's been good times. How you guys doing today? What's up, Vlad? What's up, Smitty? How you guys doing? Vlad, what's up, my man?
Yeah, I made a couple of bad pulls on my fantasy football team. Benched a couple guys, so I'm a little upset there.
Yeah.
But no, I can't wait for this Sunday night game. I want to see Russell Wilson in a Denver Broncos uniform against the Niners. Now he's at what 17-4, 17-4 lifetimes.
17-4 against the Niners with the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll. He's never beat the Niners as a Bronco. You're right. This is intriguing, and we got my man Smitty over here, not in the studio, chilling, enjoying himself on a Sunday afternoon. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm just watching this crazy slate of games where we've got injuries galore, but we also have like all kinds of like amazingness, popping off. Like, first of all, injury-wise, Dalvin Cook is out now with a torn. Well, we don't know. We don't know. We know he's out with his shoulder, probably a torn labrum because he has the labrum issues. Madison just scored a touchdown. It's Alexander Madison season. Herbert's gonna play. Tua shouldn't be in the game, but he's back after getting rocked. That's how you get CTE, and I say that with caution and care. He shouldn't be out there playing in the second half. But he's out there. McDaniel's shoving him out there.
It's crazy.
I mean, God,
out there.
Yeah, why are you gonna play him when he could barely stand after that hit? That's craziness.
Dude, he stumbled. Yeah, stumbled out there. That was ugly. Ugly.
He didn't look good. Like that, I thought they were going to hold him out for the rest of the game just because once they pulled him off the field.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think he was going to come out and play, but it's scary that he's playing out there. I agree with you, Smitty. That is a recipe for CTE. And Herbert, I'm surprised Herbert's playing, man. That's another guy that you could probably win this game without Herbert. It's the Jaguars. No disrespect, but the Chargers are supposed to be an elite team. They should be able to go out there and beat the Jaguars without Herbert. And he's, playing with fractured rib cartilage. It's not a fun injury. He's probably in a lot of pain, but shout out to him. He's a warrior. NFL's tough. Again, Tua, I don't think he should be out there. But again, injuries happen. Unfortunately, let's talk about injury. The Niners, we had our own big injury last week. Trey Lance. More details emerged today from Ian Rappaport. It's a 4 to 6 month recovery. He not only broke a bone, but he had ligament damage too. So it's a pretty extensive injury, 4 to 6 months recovery. And to our big story of the day, Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback one for the 49ers. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And there is more details that emerged about the whole offseason. It's funny, when the Niners play a game, especially when Jimmy's there, the quarterback talk always flows, right? It's always quarterback talk. And, of course, this morning, in the wee hours of the morning, Schefter and Rappaport were breaking these stories or writing these stories of, Jimmy was supposed to go to Washington. But, his shoulder surgery derailed. Like, with the stuff we talked about all offseason. But all of a sudden, Sunday Night Football, Niners, Broncos, they throw this story out there. It's like, what do we need this reminder for? But it's crazy how everything kind of went. And now we're full circle with Jimmy Garoppolo back at the helm as quarterback one for the 49ers, man. That's definitely the big story. All eyes on Jimmy tonight. I don't know. Do you think that Jimmy's going to come out and do well? You guys, what do you guys think?
I don't know, man. It was the Seahawks last week. I feel like Jimmy had, it was almost like he didn't feel like his back was against the wall or anything. He came right in. I'm not trying to predict and be a somber, take here, but I think I'm not sold. Like Jimmy G can't win in the playoffs. So like we'll see what happens. I'm not excited. I've already told you guys I'm biased and bitter, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask right now. Like, even when someone says, should I pick up Jimmy G on fantasy because you might have Herbert out, and Herbert's going to play. So now we know what's going on there. But people looking for afternoon quarterbacks in case Herbert didn't play. And I just can't even look at Jimmy G's face. I'm just so disappointed. I'm tying him completely to the downfall of Trey Lance. So I'm the wrong person to ask right now. I'm still not completely over it. I don't know if I will be for weeks. So I'm gonna say I hope for your guys' sake, Jimmy comes out and looks like fire. But what has really changed? You know, the same reason you moved on is the reason why I don't think he's gonna take you to the promised land. But I mean, your defense is so good. Maybe it'll be different this time around. Maybe you guys can muster up wins. And we've seen quarterbacks like Trent Dilfer win in the Super Bowl before. So is Jimmy G as good as Trent Dilfer was? Probably. And you got so many weapons around him. Is it possible you guys could somehow make it to a Super Bowl appearance? Do I think you win it against a team like the Buffalo Bills if they get healthy on defense? No. Do I think the Ravens would win in a matchup with the Niners? Yeah, but do I think the Niners can make it to a Super Bowl? It's possible, but I think the Eagles. I think there are a handful of teams that will have. I think the Rams. I'm not like you guys. I think you guys are probably going to say the Rams are trash and all that. You guys have a biased lens when it comes to the Rams, but I think the Rams are going to be tough. I think the Rams, the Eagles, the Niners have a shot at being the third, fourth, or fifth best team in the NFC, and that's good enough to get on into a playoff run. And then you take it one game at a time, and the defense could do that. Your defense could take it one game at a time and win each game as you go. I give you that. I give you that.
Yeah, this defense is lead. Vlad, what are your thoughts? Jimmy G is returning tonight. He seemed a little pissed to Kyle this week. He kind of gave him the finger a little bit. Like kind of gave him a little pushback. What do you think? Are we going to expect a different Jimmy tonight, 2017 version, or is it going to be the same, check down type of guy that manages the game, limits mistakes, and lets the defense cook it up? What do you feel for tonight? How are you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I think what we saw from Jimmy last year is because he was playing for the job. They basically told him he was done. So he was playing for his next contract. He didn't want to make big mistakes. And Kyle is Kyle. Like, if you're going to give him credit for all the good things he's done, then you have to give him all the crap too. Like that, you can't just pick and choose and say, well, his offense is number 1 or 2 in yards per play, and but he's been to 2 out of the last 3 NFC title games. Yeah, and he's lost 7 in a row at home, and he's blown the biggest leads in the biggest games, and he just put his rookie, the future of the franchise, he just put him on the shelf because he couldn't help himself. Oh, Pete Carroll knows I'm going to run with the quarterback. I'm going to still run with the quarterback. So if Kyle can't get out of his own way, then it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. It doesn't matter if it's Jimmy. It doesn't matter if it's Trey. It doesn't matter if it's Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter who it is. If Kyle can't get out of his own way, we'll lose. If Kyle can realize what this team is built on and like how this team wins, and that's by running the football and then running it more and then running it some more and then running it a little more after that,
A little bit more.
then you'll be okay. We can control the ball. The defense can stay off the field. Everyone stays fresh. We can make a run. But if Kyle starts trying to prove everybody wrong and he wants to tell everyone that he's the smartest guy in the room, then it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. We're going to lose anyways because we got Kyle.
Yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, I think the biggest X factor to this season, no matter what, is going to be Kyle because you're right. Like, he has done some great things. I mean, obviously, he's come over, him and this front office. They've really built a good team, developed some talent. Look at the roster. It's top to bottom. Just amazing. It's stacked, right? 7 players in top 100. Great players overall. But there have been some pitfalls, right? We've gotten to the top of the mountain just so close, but we couldn't scale it. We couldn't fully scale it. We blew some leads. We blew a game last year in the NFC Championship. There's always like some type of controversy. I feel like Kyle does have to have his footprint in all those things, and it is an X factor in the season. Can Kyle, punch his way to winning those big games? That's the big thing because it happened to Andy Reid year after year. People, they gave him crap. The same thing. He went through year after year. Took the Eagles to like Super Bowl after Super Bowl. They couldn't get it done. Or a playoff appearance. They went to
title game after title game. 4 title games in a row they went to.
They were really good, but they just couldn't finish it off. And it's like Kyle is very similar. He's on the cusp. is this the year he pulls it through? Can he get it through? And he can't limit his team. And I feel like this is a big season for Kyle. Regardless, he had his quarterback of the future. Unfortunately, he's injured, and now he's got to regroup and get these guys, to buy into him again. And I know the defense is amazing, but you can't always rely on defense. Eventually, they're going to get tired. There's been games we've lost. The defense gets tired, and it's going to be a test tonight. Mile High. I know everybody's expecting a blowout win against Denver. I see a lot of people are just very confident tonight. It is a road game. It is Russell Wilson. He's had good history against the Niners. It's going to be a challenging game.
Why a blowout win? Why do people?
I don't know.
See that a lot.
People are very confident about a blowout win. I've seen it around today. I don't know.
I mean, it's always. I mean, here, like, the two things I'll give the Niners is they're good on the road. It's a really good road team. They lose more home games than they do road games. So the Niners are really good on the road. And Russell Wilson didn't look that good last week against Houston. He couldn't get his feet set. Everything. He's throwing those duck balls. If he's going to do that against the secondary, he's going to turn the ball over a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. You got to get this is a good defense. I do think that the X factor, though, again, is coaches. Denver's coach Hackett is not a good coach. He's just not really figuring it out. It is early, but I just don't see like elite.
He did hire somebody.
He did hire somebody
to help him coach.
Yeah, a game manager type guy out there, like a offensive manager. Is that what they called it? Offensive manager. That is interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did hire somebody.
You know what he's going to do? All he's going to do all game is hand him a sticky note that says "Give Javonte the ball," and that's all they need to do. This Javonte Williams is easily a top 1, 2, or 3 running back in the NFL. He's just absolute marvel, and he's a tackle breaking machine. He did it in college. He's done it in the pros so far. He's the #1 tackle breaker in the National Football League, and they just seem to feed him the ball. They're first and goal, and they don't give him the ball 3 times. It's ridiculous. So, I think you guys have your hands full with Javonte Williams tonight. Yeah. If they feed him right. If they don't feed him right, then we'll see what happens. But Russell Wilson does have your guys' number in some ways, and I think that could translate over. It's weird how football works that way.
Is Armstead playing?
He's still questionable. We don't know 100%. Kamoko Trey's not playing. That's kind of big because if Armstead can't go, you don't have Trey. He's got some personal matters, family matters he's dealing with at home. He on his story on Instagram, it says, "Coming home, mama." So he's got some personal things dealing with. I hope whatever Trey's going through, hopefully everything works out well. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. But he's going to miss it. Armstead might miss it. That's big for the run defense. You're right. So Javonte might be feasting on these Niners. We lose a guy like Armstead who's very stout in the defensive run game, that D-line in general. So definitely a big loss. They did, elevate Akeem Spence, but, he's not Armstead. He's not getting the big bucks like Armstead. So definitely a big spot. Right. I think Williams is the key for Denver. I want to hit this comment real quick from Shylock. This is kind of what we were, mentioning. We've talked about this a little bit. So obviously we know the fallout from the Jimmy trade. We talked about it. He was supposed to go to Washington, shoulder surgery. Now we have Jimmy again, right? We've talked about him. My man Shylock says if the 49ers re-sign Jimmy, that would make Kyle Shanahan look really bad. Kyle screwed himself here. It's kind of what Smitty's been saying all along. What do you feel about this?
Me, I don't. I think it's all about what happens, how far the team goes in the playoffs. I get what Shylock is saying, but if this team ends up in the Super Bowl, let's just say they get to the Super Bowl. Humor me. We make it to the Super Bowl. If it's a good game and we lose by like a touchdown or a field goal or something like that, how are you gonna walk away from Jimmy at that point when you know that Trey's coming back from a major injury? It would be silly. This year would be the year that you would have walked away from Jimmy and you blew that. So to have him come back, if he takes you on a deep playoff run, the kid's injured. We don't know what Trey. Listen, we love Trey. We don't know what he's going to come back like. We don't. I want to tell you he's going to be able to lead this team to the Super Bowl. I don't know. Forget the injury. Forget the fact that you're rehabbing from the injury. How fast you're going to be. How confident you're going to be. How you're so far removed from live football. There's so many factors that go into play. To just if we make it a deep playoff run, to walk away from Jimmy, silly. If we go 8-9 and the season looks awful and it's just whatever, then yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
I think it depends on how Jimmy looks too in that
Right,
run. Like
right,
if
for
Jimmy
sure.
looks like he did last year in the playoffs, where you're
But he had the
carrying the
shoulder
guy
injury, right?
and he's awful during the playoffs, then you're gonna you bring him back, you're gonna get a lot of heat from the fan base. But if he looks like the Jimmy of old or even resembles it, and the defense carries him, but he can make some plays, like then you're gonna have a controversy. You're gonna have half the people upset at it, half the people wanting him back and praising him. But I mean, I don't think Jimmy's gonna look good. I think Jimmy could be carried, and I think the defense is good enough to carry him game by game. It's just a game by game thing. I think if the Niners make it to the Super Bowl, let's say, it will be one of those like miracle stories. Not going to be one of those we look dominant all year. Look at us go. I don't think Jimmy's going to make the team look that good. I think we already know what Jimmy is. We know it. There's no getting better at this point. We know what Jimmy is. He's a turnover machine, and that's proven in the playoffs. But I think that, like I said, the defense could carry him each week. But if you walk into next year and you re-sign Jimmy G again to a long-term deal, and he doesn't look phenomenal, which I don't think he will, I think look, we've seen coaches like Doug Peterson go to a Super Bowl and get fired 1 year later. It's not the craziest thing in the world to be like, look, this isn't working. If you look great in the Super Bowl and you just lose, like you said, Vlad, I agree with you. It's gonna be hard to like even defend it. You don't know what Trey's gonna be, but if you re-sign Jimmy to some long-term deal, you better just trade Trey and get rid of the controversy.
I just don't. I don't know what his value would be at that point. Everyone would think he'd be done. But like, if I just don't see, if they were trying to sell us this year that they had to keep Jimmy because they didn't know about Trey and like that, right? That was the story they sold us. We don't know. Now we have two starting quarterbacks, and as soon as Jimmy went down, what did they tell you? Oh, look how smart we are. We kept the quarterback. Aren't you happy we did it? Like that. That was the story, right? That's what they tried to sell us.
Nuts.
They're gonna look
right.
Good. They're gonna look good.
Exactly. So if that's what they're going to try to sell us this year, then how can they not say, hey, we're going to keep Jimmy next year because we have no idea what Trey looks like after this injury?
Which makes sense.
Right?
Like on its face, it makes sense. But the problem is it a winning formula? The answer is no, because it's a plan B. You're still playing around with plan B and plan A, and you're always going to play for second place when you do that because you're dividing up. Just like what you did this offseason, not playing for plan A and beefing up the offensive line and retaining Tomlinson.
But isn't that kind of the Niners' way? Isn't that what they did for the last few years? They're like, oh, we have Buckner, but what we're gonna we have DeForest
Tomlinson. No, we got Banks, so no Tomlinson. But you can't move things around.
It is early. I will give him credit. Banks is looking pretty good, and jury's still out. The Niners are a team that like to develop their players. Like we know that. They go through the draft no matter what. They're gonna save some bucks here and there. They've lost some big players over the years that we really love as fans, but you got to realize it's a business. You can't get attached to too many people. As we were watching, Matt Ryan might have just threw game-winning touchdown against the Chiefs here. Earlier, Smitty in the chat said Matt Ryan is her. And everybody says the player is him. He said Matt Ryan's her, but maybe he is him. But, going back to this whole Jimmy situation, there is going to be some type of doubt that creeps in, with Trey because he is coming from an injury. It's mental. I think obviously he's going to physically heal because he's 22 years old. I know he's going to heal very fast and efficiently, and he's going to work hard. It is a mental grind. It's going to be a mental battle. And if Jimmy, and this team, because it's a team, I think people got to realize it is a team, but the team loves Jimmy. And the front office loves Jimmy. It's a guy that they respect, and, he's handled himself well through everything. If they go far and Jimmy's the quarterback, they may bring him back. It all goes back to last year. When they made this trade, that's when they should have just moved on and did what they had to do. But, they had, obviously, you don't know if a young quarterback's going to be ready and these things and that thing. And then, Jimmy stayed and they loved Jimmy. So they kept him around. He became the quarterback and they went with the grooming route, let the rookie sit, and other teams have done that. That's the old school route. And, some people think it's the smart thing to do. I know we've talked about this many times. It's a new era of football. You got to let the youngster go out there and make his mistakes. I think that would have been beneficial last year. Would we have made it to the NFC Championship? I don't know. It probably would have had a lot less probability to happen, but at least you get Trey out there and you get him some experience. It's tough, man, because there is going to be a reality this season. If this team makes a deep run, which they very well could be, because this defense is great. You have Kittle, who's coming back tonight, and Debo, and all these guys on offense. We know the team. They might keep Jimmy because there is an insurance policy they want, and it's like Smitty said, they want to keep banking on Plan B. They want to keep strengthening Plan B. They're never gonna let's go all in on Plan A. They're not. They always want to keep that Plan B.
The Buffalo Bills are going to be the Buffalo Bills because they put all in on Plan A. The Ravens are going to put all in on Plan A. These teams that are going to be more of a lock to
even be Kyler Murray.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, who cares about Plan B?
Bro, think about that.
You got to always play for second place. Like, what are you doing?
The Cardinals were arguing with Kyler Murray over like really pennies, right? Over this grand scheme of things, there's a few $1 million here and there, and they were arguing with him about it, and they know like the issues that they already know about Kyler Murray that they think that they can fix, right? Like whatever the Call of Duty nonsense, all that stuff, like whatever. They have all those issues, and even they're still like, no, we're all in on this guy. We're gonna invest in this guy. We're gonna go. Like we don't care. We made the decision to put the first overall pick on him, and we're gonna go all in on him. And the Niners are like, yeah, we invested 3 first-round picks. Maybe we'll use them.
Number 3 overall. You don't take someone number 3 overall and not start him as a rookie.
Immediately.
You start him as a rookie. You should start him week 1. You don't if you feel like your rookie that you took number 3 overall isn't capable of starting week 1 as a rookie, you should not have spent a number 3 overall. You should have taken another player to support the player you seem to think is better than your rookie. Like it's just the NFL. This is a different day and age where you start your rookie quarterback, or you at least play him by midseason, or you made a dumb mistake taking a quarterback number 3 overall.
Yeah. Yo, real quick, I got a game break, dude. These games are gassed today. They're so great. I don't know if you're watching this Dolphins-Bills games. The Miami Dolphins, with a minute and a half left they're up 21-17. Yo, Mike McDaniel is him. This guy is, shout out to Mike McDaniel. He might be the real deal. I know he has a great team. He came in and he took over a pretty good roster with a lot of cap space. He went out and made the move for Tyreek Hill. But we got to give this man some credit. This guy is out there. If they hold on to this lead, obviously Bill's got a minute and change to kind of make it, If they hold on to this lead, they're 3-0, dude. Dolphins looking good right now. Oh, man. The Niners make a mistake, not trying to keep him a little bit. Obviously it's a golden opportunity for Mike. I love him. This guy looks good so far as a head coach. Holy smokes, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like we had I remember saying it and getting a little chuckles from everybody, but I was like, I think McDaniel's still the better coach to keep.
Yeah.
And I know you couldn't really do that, but I'm just saying, like, that I don't know why. I feel like Peters is on the same track. You're going to lose Peters, and then everyone's going to say, well, what could we have done? You got to retain these. I know he came from Shanahan's coaching tree, McDaniel. So, I understand everybody saying, why would you keep McDaniel or keep Shanahan over McDaniel? I'm not saying it's possible. I'm just saying it was a comment I made that I do believe McDaniel is going to be, he's aggressive, man. I think he's going to be an amazing coach. He already looks like an amazing coach. I know we're only 3 weeks in, but I like the aggressive and decisiveness, and he believes in his players. Like he got on the plane and FaceTime with Tua. We made fun of Tua. Raj and I made fun of Tua. Look, Tua looks great right now, and I admit that. I'm eating crow on Tua so far. And he believed in this guy. Told him on the plane before he even landed, you're my guy. And we can't get Shanahan to commit to anything when it comes to Trey. It's just and now I don't even know what to say about Trey moving forward. Like I'm not excited. I'm not. I hope he is. I hope he gets traded.
I think Smitty, you're bummed. You can't.
That's not gonna happen.
Out.
I know it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna use him right.
He's just gonna kick around. He's just gonna kick around.
Smitty, one thing I gotta say though, I know you're bummed out, but I feel eventually you're going to come around, and next year the hype train's going to be back. You're going to be back.
Maybe.
Don't give up your tickets, Smitty. You have
I'm
the.
not. I'm not giving it up. I'm just like
Oh my
I'm real
God! What is
bent out
wrong?
of shape
What
over
did
the
I
way.
do? Oh, this game is crazy, dude. Oh my God, this game is. What?
Wow. He
Oh,
just
Oh,
punted,
that
bro.
punt,
He
bro.
just punted it out of the
oh
back
my
of his own end
God!
zone.
Oh my God!
Bro,
This is crazy.
He
dude
just
punted
punted
that
it
thing
out of his.
backwards. Did he get blocked or did he just punt it wrong?
Oh, dude,
The guy was crashing in on him, and he just.
this is
He just
insane.
kicked that. He kicked that straight up.
What a game, dude! Oh man, I think they blocked it. Yeah.
Though this Hollins guy is pretty decent.
No.
Mac
Wow,
Hollins, bro.
the Raiders have a chance to tie it up right now with a minute
What
left.
is going? This is crazy, dude. What a crazy turn of events. Oh man, they're calling this the butt punt.
Hollins,
The what?
The
the
butt
butt punt.
The butt punt.
punt. Yeah. Wow. This is
Wow.
unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. This is a crazy game, man. What a turn of events, dude. Bills are gonna win this game for sheer stupidity. Well,
So let me ask you a question to you guys then, and this will kind of I think be an indication as to how committed. Well, I mean we're guessing here, but how committed Shanahan really was to Trey. Don't you think if asked right now, is Trey the future, Shanahan wouldn't say yes. He would say, well, we're going to see how the season plays out. We'll address in the offseason, see where Trey's at. Look, we don't know where Trey's going to be. Don't you think he wouldn't put his support behind Trey if he was asked a direct question? And
I
maybe
think
he was asked and I missed it. I
no,
think he
he did
wouldn't say
say it.
yes.
He did say it this week. He did say, we're still well. And then the report today from Rappaport is they're still highly committed to Trey. That's what he says. His source said. Kyle did kind of in a roundabout way say, we're still, committed for Trey. But I think you're right. There wasn't like a blanket. It wasn't like a big statement like this is still Trey's team. But I don't think he
That would
wants.
make me feel good.
I think that would make you feel good, but I don't think he wants to cause a rift right now because right now Jimmy's quarterback one. I don't think he wants to cause any drama or stir anything. I think they know Trey's got a rehab because he said, he talked about it. There's a exclusive interview with Greg Papa, and he says next year, the plan is for Trey to come back. He says he's going to rehab, and eventually when he's cleared to come out on the road, Trey's going to be with them during the games. Like he's going to be there. He's going to come out. He can't go this week. Trey actually told him, this is what Shanahan said. He said, I want to go out there and be with the team. He wants to be there, and I think that's good. But they are letting him in the meetings. He's on the Zoom meetings. I think Kyle, I think he is committed to him. I really think he is. But right now, they got nothing else. They got nothing else. They have to let Jimmy be the quarterback.
Minnesota with a touch. Wow.
Shanked it, pushed
KJ
it left.
Osborne.
Yeah.
Buffalo's
I
got a shot at now. What a great group of games, man. These are exciting.
It's just crazy, dude.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I think Kyle's. I mean, he has no choice. What is he going to tell you? No, I'm not committed to him. Of course, he's committed to him. Of course, he's not going to. He has no choice right now. He doesn't. Especially if they ask him now. Like I feel like even if he's not Smitty, I think like knowing that Trey would hear it, he's going to say, "Yeah, of course we're committed. He's the quarterback of the future. He's going to take over when he gets back." But it's also like let's wait and see. This is only week 2 now. Week 3. Let's see what happens for the rest of the year. But it's like. We'll see what it's not that I think Kyle doesn't believe in the kid or doesn't want him to succeed or anything. It's just I think the way that Kyle is going to use him, we're going to be right back to where we are at some point in his career again. Like it's going to be the same thing again. Like if you're running the kid as much as he is, the way he is, I don't want it to see it happen, but I just look at the way he talks out of his mouth both ways. He says he's not Josh Allen. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not one of these, runners. He's a passer.
Then you run him that way.
And then at the same time, he says he's just like all the other running quarterbacks. You run him, and this is the way Josh Allen does it, and this is the way. So
you teach him to slide. And
it's not only you teach him to
middle.
slide. You put it in his head that when it's an option play, you give it to the playmaker. Not you.
But again, I think that's just the rawness of Trey.
Yeah.
He's a raw quarterback, and that's just him learning. But I think also too he does slide because that's just something he was never taught. I don't think that
Jaguars are taking risks.
Yep, the Raiders are 0-3. Shout out to the Raiders 0-3. Tennessee beat them. This what a week of games so far. I want to move over. George Kittle comes back tonight. I'm
gonna jump in a minute, so I'll do this little thing on Kittle, and then I gotta roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna head out too. I'm gonna make some. But yeah, what do you guys think about George Kittle? That's the big return tonight.
I want to see how they use him. If he's injured and he's seriously coming off injury, and it's like a groin injury, I want to see how many, like, what's the snap count? What percentage of the time is he out there with the offense? I want to see that. They need him.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy loves him. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna make it Jimmy's game plans, you're gonna make it the Jimmy Garoppolo style of football that we're gonna be playing now. Jimmy loves Kittle. Like that's his number one. That's a safety blanket.
That's his guy. And he's important for the run game. Yeah. He needs to be there for
5
the run.
seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds.
Which game are you watching?
It's over. Buffalo couldn't get the snap off in time.
Oh, okay.
I'm
a little behind you.
Play. Yep. Mike McDaniel's 3-0, baby.
Magic Mike, bro.
Miami Mike, baby. Let's go. He survives the butt punt. Unbelievable. But yeah, George Kittle coming back tonight is huge for the offense. This guy's amazing for the passing game. A lot of people say, you should let him rest. I was talking to a lot of people. They still feel he should rest. They need him because next week you got a big game, Monday Night Football. You need to get him a little bit more limber because I don't want him to be rusty against the Rams. Let him get that ring rust out this week against the Broncos. I'm excited, and I think this defense is going to be the key for the Niners tonight. What do you think about Kittle? Smitty?
Before I go, I'll leave mine, and then I'll jump, and I'll let Vlad take it after. I would say okay, Vlad already answered. I would say Kittle's he looks healthy based on the footage I've seen him, in practice, and I think you posted a lot of stuff, Raj. Oh, yeah. God, the guy in the Bills booth is smashing the papers, and he's going like this, having a temper tantrum in the booth upstairs. He's like, that's not how we dialed it up. I think Kittle's there's the risk of injury, and then there's the risk of usage. From a football perspective, not a production perspective, it's going to be great. You're losing. You're missing a blocker. You're missing a guy that's going to stretch the field. So, like, if he truly is healthy, even if he doesn't catch but 40 yards, whatever, he's going to have a big impact. And I only wish Trey had a chance to have that impact on the field, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, you got to love it. You can't be disappointed Kittle's on the field, that's for sure. But can he stay healthy? Why is everybody getting hurt? Why are your top 2 running backs already injured? Why has Kittle not played a game yet? Why do you have what other injuries do you have? You have somebody on defense, right? Who's hurt?
Verrett's always hurt, but that's Verrett.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Ward
I know it's football. I know people get hurt, but what's going on there? Like, somebody needs to do an internal audit as to what's going on. Why you guys are getting hurt all the time?
It's true, man. We get a lot of injuries, more than anybody. This has been a crazy. I hope we don't have any injuries tonight. I do think that the usage of Kittle definitely has to be under control. That's something that I don't want him to go too crazy. It's his first game back. I want him out there. I want him to shine, but I don't want him to go.
And
you got to get him a little, get the ring rust off because we want him big time next week against the Rams. I can't. If Kittle gets hurt again, I'm gonna be so mad, dude. So
I'll see you boys later.
Minnesota just closed it.
Yeah, dude. See you later, Smitty. Thanks for hopping on.
Later,
Vlad, you got last minute thoughts here?
I'll tell you guys this right now. If the Niners and the Seahawks win tonight, it's going to be an interesting race in the NFC West as far as who, you know what I mean? It really is. And I think that games like this is when Kyle needs to out-coach the other guy, right? Yeah. You're on the road. You're in Denver. Nathaniel Hackett, he's been dog water. You have to come out there and control the whole game. It can't be like a weird game. They have to come out and control. That's all I'm saying.
Have to insert their dominant. You're right. coach that's been in the league as a head coach. What is he? 2017 head coach. He's been a head coach since 2017. Nathaniel Hackett. This is his third game as head coach. Kyle Shanahan has to make him look stupid. Like that is bottom line. Bottom line, dude. You have
Gotta
to
happen.
gotta have him out there. Kittle's gonna be the key. Defense, a guy like Hufanga, can he shine tonight? Nick Bosa, can he shine tonight? These are the big keys. And Jimmy Garoppolo, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on him. Everybody's gonna be looking for him because we know we're all been talking about, is he gonna be that 2017 Jimmy? Is he gonna cook? If he makes turnovers, people are gonna be coming for his neck. So how does he respond to turnovers? Can the defense get more turnovers for the Niners? I think the Niners, they win the turnover game. They've got this in the bag, but it's not going to be easy. Russell Wilson, I know he's not with the Seahawks anymore. He's still Russell Wilson, and until we beat him, we still got to be afraid of him right now. You know, yeah. The bad wolf. He's kryptonite right now. So, Vlad, appreciate the chat.
Appreciate you.
I'm going to watch the rest of these games and then get ready for the game tonight, man. Go Niners.
Go Niners, man.
All right.